Hi, fourth graders, and welcome to lesson 9-8. We're adding mixed numbers again today. So we are going to use equivalent fractions and properties of operations to add mixed numbers with like denominators. Let's take a look at solve and share. We're on page 361 in volume 2 of your Envision book. Solve and share. Joaquin uses 1 3/6 cups of apple juice and 1 4/6 cups of orange juice in a recipe for punch. How much juice did Joaquin use? Solve this problem any way you choose. All right, so we have 1 3/6 plus 1 4/6. What I want to do is I want to pull out the whole numbers. That's a 1 and a 1. And we're going to add those separately. And then we're just going to add our fractions. So we have 3/6 plus 4/6. Now what we already know about adding fractions that have like denominators is we add the numerators, the top numbers. 3 plus 4 is 7. And just carry our denominator over. So we have 7/6. Keep in mind, 7/6 is an improper fraction because we have more or a greater numerator than we do denominator. What this looks like is, here are 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7/6 would be the 6/6 plus one more 6. So we've just converted 7/6 into one whole plus 1/6 left over. Our picture would show us that. Another way to do that is to take away 6/6, which is a whole, which would be 7 minus 6 is 1. That's the numerator of our new fraction. Keep the denominator, and this 6/6 we took away, the whole, is 1 1/6. So what we now have, we have the two wholes, the cup plus the cup. Now we also have 1 and 1/6, which is what we got when we added our fractions 3/6 and 4/6. So now we need to add all of that together, and we don't have a fraction with our whole, of course, so we have 1/6, and then 2 plus 1 is 3. So she has 3 1/6 cup of juice. So again, my suggestion to you is to pull out your whole numbers, add those separately, then add your fractions. You will oftentimes need to take your fraction, the answer that you've gotten. If you've added, you'll oftentimes have an improper fraction or a number greater than 1, greater than a whole, and we turn it into a mixed number so that we don't have an improper fraction in our answer. 7/6 is not the way that we would leave that fraction. Anytime the numerator is larger than the denominator, we need to turn that into a mixed number. So could you find the sum of 1 3/6 plus 1 4/6 by adding 1 plus 1 plus 3/6 plus 4/6? Explain. Well, that's exactly how I just taught you. I believe this would be the best way for you to approach this problem or any mixed number addition. And so yes, that's what we did. All right, so 362 will be with your visual learning video. Let's look at guided practice. And this is page 363. Straighten that up a bit. All right, how do the commutative and associative properties allow you to add the fraction parts, add the whole number parts, and then add them together? Use 2 5/10 plus 1 9/10 equals 2 plus 5 1/10 plus 1 plus 9/10. So they've just broken down your mixed number here as 2 plus 5 5/10, and then we've broken down this mixed number as 1 plus 9/10. So keep in mind that commutative property says that the order in which you add does not matter. So that's why we take out our whole numbers. We can do that and we're not changing the problem. We'll still get the same answer. And then we can add that the fractions. Add those. So we get 2 plus 1 is 3. 5 plus 9 is 14. Remember, when we're adding fractions, the denominator stays the same. It must be the same before we even start adding. So we've got 3 and 14/10. Again, notice that the numerator is larger than the denominator. That means we have more than one whole here. We can take 10/10 away from our 14/10. 10/10 is one whole. 14 take away 10 is 4. So we have one whole and 4/10 just in this 14/10. We're going to add the 3 back that we had here in front, add that to the 1 and 4/10 to give us 4 and 4/10. Some of you, we haven't talked about this, may see this as another fraction. It's called simplifying, and it's not necessary, but I'm just going to show you what that would look like. Both of these, the numerator and denominator, both are divisible by 2, and that's all I did was divide by 2. That's just an extra bonus. This would be your answer that you could leave. All right, how can you use equivalent fractions to find 4 and 2/8 plus 1 and 1/8? All right, I did not teach you the equivalent fraction method. You will be getting touch on that in the visual learning video. I honestly believe that this is the way to go. You can practice that one if you'd like after the visual learning video. All right, moving over to do you know how? Find each sum for 3 through 8. The same thing we've been doing. We're going to add our fractions together, and then we're going to add our whole numbers. So 7 plus 2 is 9 for our numerators. And we carry down the same, it's a like denominator of 8. 1 plus 1 is 2, but we're not finished yet. 9/8 is improper, so we take away 8/8. We can show that up here. 9/8 take away 8/8 or one whole, and we get 1/8. So 1 and 1/8 is what the 9/8 equals. So we're going to add that one whole to our 2 to get 3 and 1/8. Number 2, we've got 4/10 plus 5/10. So we add our 4 and our 5 to get 9 in the numerator. Of course, we bring our 10 down for the denominator, and 5 plus 2 is 7. We check our numerator is less than the denominator. We do not have an improper fraction. We just add those together. All right, we're not going to do each of these, but we will take a look at another one. Let's do number 8 together. All right, we're going to line these up as we saw the other problems. We are adding 2 and 5/12 to the 1 and 9/12. So again, we add our numerators. 9 plus 5 is 14. Bring down the denominator of 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. Again, the numerator is greater than the denominator, so we have what's called the improper fraction, which means we have more than a whole here. 14/12 take away 12/12, which is a whole, is 2/12. So we have the one whole that we took away, so 1 and 2/12 is what this 14/12 is equal to. So 3 plus 1 is 4 and 2/12 left over. That would be our final answer for number 8. All right, you are going to do independent practice 9 through 22. Let's just make those the even numbers: 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and 22. And then on the back, page 364, we're going to do 27 and 28. These, of course, will be done after you watch your visual learning video that goes along with page 362.